Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you're having a nice day. Thank you for passing by. And today I'm quite excited to shoot this video um, because there is a story that I'd like to share on this channel. And from that story, I will be able to unpack some of my feelings about curiosity in general and how sometimes it feels like we can lose our sense of wonder, but it's not going to be a nihilistic type of video. I'm not pessimistic at all. I think that will be fine when it comes to curiosity and our sense of wonder. But yeah, let's get to the anecdote first, the story, the starting point of that video, of course, and what's going to take us then to that broader topic of curiosity. So last year, for the summer, I worked in Greece, in Kyparissia, for the whole summer, right? I stayed there for 2 months. And for those of you who don't know, Kyparissia in Greece is, if you take the three fingers of the Peloponnese region of Greece, it's located on the west coast of the Peloponnese, right there. And it's a beautiful area. It's not very touristic. It's mostly for Greek people. And I went there to work with Archelon, which is a great conservation project, and I'll talk about it in another video. But to give you an overview, in Archelon we protect sea turtles. It's the Sea Turtle Protection Society of Greece. So we protect the nests on multiple beaches, and we ensure that once the baby are born, once the eggs hatch, we ensure that the babies reach the sea safe and sound. That's a brief overview of what I did there, but I want to talk about it more in a further video. But bear with me, this is not what I wanted to talk about today. But yeah, last summer, as I was flying to Greece to work with Archelon, while I was on the plane, we were approaching Athens. I was flying to the Athens airport, right? And it was early in the morning. The sun was rising over the horizon, and it was such a beautiful view. I was not sat next to the window. I had the corridor seat, but of course I was looking through the window because the plane was tilting like that and approaching Athens. And you could see the sea, you could see the city in the distance. The sun was rising, right? It was the early morning hours, and the luminosity was top notch. Everything was beautiful, and the person was sat on the window seat decided to shut the curtains, the shutters, sorry, the window shutters. And of course, I'm not mad at that person, like whatever. But I remember being on the plane and thinking to myself, "Wow, this is crazy." They're probably tired, just waking up or whatnot, and the light was bothering them, so they closed the shutter. But I thought to myself, "This is crazy." Like not even 100 years ago, most people on the planet, if they were sat on an airplane, they would all be looking through the window, and it would probably be in the top 5 of the best sights of their entire lifetimes, right? Like being able to see the city of Athens from the sky, or any city for that matter. Um, but yeah, and it got me thinking, because of course I found the situation quite ironic, and I realized, oh, there's certain things that maybe we take for granted. Maybe it's a bit too strong of a word to use, but you know what I'm saying? Like as if we were desensitized to these kinds of things, when in reality it's quite extraordinary to be able to be on a plane to begin with, and see the world from a different perspective, from like a few kilometers up in the sky. Yeah, here's my notebook, by the way. This is what I keep, some of the notes that I use in my videos. I've started taking notes just recently because I realized that when I freestyle on some of my videos, which it's fine, there's nothing wrong with that, but when I freestyle, I tend to forget some important things that I wish to mention every single time. So now I try to keep notes, to keep some notes, um, uh, and uh, and make it flow a bit better in the video. Hopefully, some improvement comes across. Yeah, so here's what I took some notes on this, on the strange idea of shutters on planes windows. I think it's strange to begin with to have shutters on a plane's window. And yeah, because of that little moment on that plane landing in Athens, it got me thinking, about our sense of curiosity, and how maybe we overdosing on media and things that are quite out of the ordinary, but we see it every day. We constantly connected on our phones, on the internet. We have access to things that most people a few centuries ago would never even dream of. And yeah, I'm just wondering, are all of these things, although I'll admit that it's a bit chaotic, that listing I just did, there's a lot more to it than just that, of course. But I was wondering if some of these aspects and others um, are impacting our collective sense of wonder. That's the key word here. The sense of wonder, the poetry in things, or just being able to be bored, and from boredom, paying more attention to our surroundings, and observing things with more intent, or being more mindful of our surroundings. And I think that's something to think about a lot. And I keep pondering what's going on here with our sense of sense of wonder. Um, hmm. But as I was saying at the start of this video, I am not pessimistic though, not at all. I think it's just interesting to notice this sometimes, little situations like the one on the plane, where, oh, that is funny. Maybe we could take more time to appreciate the present and what's happening in the present on given moments like this. And it's not a criticism, of course. We all do this. All of us sometimes we ignore something that deserves our attention. Mm. So that's why I'm not pessimistic. I don't think we're going downhill. I don't think things are for the worse. I think it's okay, but we should definitely adapt our approach to the world, and how we use tools, for instance, of smartphone or whatnot, and how it can distract us from some of the important things that are happening now. And also, sometimes it's easy to see the glass half empty rather than half full. And we live in a crazy world where things are tough at the moment, with stupid dictators and leaders in a lot of major countries, and they're making stupid decisions, and everyone's afraid. And we all watch the news. You get what I'm saying? The world is unstable. It's scary at times, and it's easy to just give up on it and be like, oh well, we're all screwed anyway. It's idiocracy, and everyone's hooked to their phones and doom scrolling and all these sort of things, and and we're losing more and more of that magic and poetry of life each passing day. I feel like it's easy to fall into that narrative, and I did not so long ago. Actually, I used to think like that, but I don't want to think like that. I'm 25. Heck, I want to be optimistic about the future, about our future, about my future, about the future of the world. Um, and I think we will be okay. Uh, and yeah, again, it's a bit chaotic. I'm not sure the notes are actually helping out by much, in improving the flow of these videos. Oh well, we'll get there some days. I guess the bottom line of this video, if there is one message or that I'm trying to get across here, is that sometimes maybe we should take more time and forget about all these distractions that keep us distracted all the time, non-stop. Sometimes it's good to just stare at the ceiling or look through the window or try to be aware of like, wow, this is crazy. We live in 2026. I can be on a plane a few kilometers up in the sky, landing towards the city and see all that through the window, to wrap it up and come back to that first story I told on here. Or even sillier things than that, just like, wow, how fucking crazy is it that I'm having a walk through the forest and there's all these mighty trees that are so tall, and you can feel the power of a breeze of the wind um, through the trees. It all sounds very hippie, loosey goosey type of shit. I'm aware of that, and very like, oh, flower power. But who cares? I adhere to the hippie ideology, some aspects, not all aspects, but yeah, who cares? Flower power. Be overly poetic, and appreciative of nature and words and beauty. There's nothing cringe or lame about that at all. Anyway, I'm dispersing myself again or digressing. So I think I'll leave it here for the video. I hope that you guys got something interesting out of this video, and that yeah, let me know what you think. If you have an opinion on this, or if you can think of other examples related to any of what I said here. Yeah, and as always, peace, love, and music. Take it easy, my friends, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm cooking up a pretty big video now. I don't want to spoil it here, but it's gonna be about a music instrument that I love a lot, that I've discovered a few years ago, and I wanna do a deep dive on that instrument and what I love about it and how I approach playing that instrument. So yeah, no spoiler, but just to give you a heads up, there's a rather ambitious video on the way. I don't know when I'm gonna be able to shoot it, but it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, don't close your shutters when you're on the plane, and enjoy the view. Take care, guys. Peace.